What's going on, everybody? You found Bottom Tier Collector, and I'm sure by now you've seen my vlog video about my day trip to Louisville, and I'm going to cover the haul. Just a quick recap. I went to Louisville yesterday, a very draining, demanding day trip, about 4.5 hours north of me, so a lot of driving. And I did some legwork at stores. I was getting pretty burnt out on the legwork, but nevertheless, I hit up 5 stores. I started off at The Great Escape, and then I went to Comic Book World, and then I went to Pop's Comics, and then I went to Zone Comics, and then I ended my trip with Destination. The trip started out great. I picked the best stores first and then kind of went into newer stores with less old comics. Doesn't mean they're bad stores. It's just, for me, being an old head, somebody not really doing the new comic book day thing right now, more focused on older comics and completing runs in my collection of things that are not currently on shelves. Newer stores just don't have a lot to provide for me. Again, doesn't mean they're bad stores, doesn't mean they shouldn't be in business, just not really my cup of tea going into a newer store with not a lot of variety. That's just how it's shaped up. You never know till you go to a comic store sometimes, and just luck of the draw. I'm not going to go in order. I'd like to save the best comics for last, but let's just go ahead and get into the meat of the video, what you came for. This is what I got from Destination. Wolverine Volume 7, Issue 44. Wolverine 46 from Volume 7. And Wolverine 49 from Volume 7. I already said this in the vlog video, but it's really frustrating hunting that particular run. It just hurts paying $5 a pop, knowing it's not the current Wolverine run, and knowing, I'm behind, so I'm having to buy in chunks. I can't buy in large chunks. 10 issues is $50, and then that's not including tax. So it's really expensive to collect this run, especially trying to fill in the gaps in my holes. And what's even more frustrating is I was subscribed to this run as it was coming out. I was getting dangerously close to having every run of Wolverine complete and then just maintaining it. And then I let this run, I think I made it into the 20s, maybe even the 30s, and then I just had to put the hobby down, and I should have just kept this on the docket. I should have just kept maintaining it. I can afford $5 a month. I'd have been a lot cheaper. I mean, it's same money spent regardless, but you just cheaper on the initial, ripping the Band-Aid off per month versus buying these big chunks on the run and letting the run get away from me. But that's just luck of the draw. I'm ready to be done with Volume 7. I'm ready to read it. Let's just keep going. I'm going to save the Pops haul for last. Let's go into this one. I believe this is from Comic Book World. Again, more Wolverine Volume 7. And then just a couple randoms. But this is Wolverine issue 38. Wolverine issue 39. And Wolverine issue 40. Also picked up House of Secrets #1 because it was in the dollar bins. And I'm kind of a Sandman fanatic. I've just kind of decided I like everything to do with Sandman, the House of Secrets, The Dreaming, Sandman, Lucifer. Even Hellblazer semi-tied to it. Etrigan is semi-tied to it. I'm just so fascinated with everything in that world. So I'm going to, at some point, chase down The Dreaming, House of Whispers, all the pre-Sandman universe stuff, and then when I move into the Sandman universe, obviously everything under that imprint will be in the collection as well. And then last but not least, a book that I joke about that I don't find in dollar bins anymore, but it's genuinely surprising. This series is not really in dollar bins anymore, and it's not really because I own a lot of the issues and so I'm not just paying attention. I legit just do not see issues of this series anymore in dollar bins. I don't know where it's gone. But nevertheless, I was able to find volume 2 of Howard Chaykin's American Flag, issue number 7. It gives me one of the issues of volume 2. I'm really trying to hunt down volume 1 at the moment, but since that was in the dollar bin and I never see American Flag anymore in the wild, figured I'd pick it up. Next up, a really big haul. This set the standard for the day. This got me excited. I had to put some books back. Even though every store was selling Wolverine Volume 7 at $4.99 or $5, The Great Escape was selling their issues for $5.49. And I know we're talking 50 cent difference, but it just really starts to add up, especially when you're planning on going on a comic crawl. You know you're going to be looking at comic books for several hours, and you want to leave room in the budget. You're on a tight budget. You want to leave room for other books. So I put the Wolverine Volume 7 books in my hand back at this store because they were selling them for $4.99. I'm going to reorganize this stack right quick. Bear with me. I'll probably just edit this out. Alright, so first up, I picked up Mr. Miracle issue 2. I already own issue 2. This is cover C. I am cover collecting the Tom King run, so that's why I picked this up, because it was in a dollar bin. If it had been full retail, I would have passed on it since I already own issue 2. Next up, I have Lobo number 1, 23.2. I already own this, but the frame and the comic are missing. It disappeared in the move into my second house. I've never been able to find my lenticular Lobo number 1. It just got lost in the move somehow, and it's gone. I don't know where the issue is. So bought another one to replace it, to physically have it in the collection. This one was a fantastic dollar bin find. This really helped set the standard for the day. Teen Titans, what is this, 32? I think this is issue 32 from the Rebirth era. If you know me, I love Lobo, and for some reason I don't have this variant. There's also a foil cover of this, foil version of this cover I still need to get, but this gives me the first 2 covers of that issue 32, I believe. And then we found a bunch of Sandman goodness. This is issue 31. This is issue 34. Issue, which one is this? Issue 44. Issue 45. Issue 65. Issue 67. And issue 72. Can't get all that glare off the issues, but that was the haul from The Great Escape. It really felt great about the trip and the decision to drive 5 hours for comics. The intent was to find books like this, to, have a new searching ground, new battleground to hunt for comics, to expand my proximity reach, and go to stores that I've not picked over for a decade or more. So that really just set the whole trip off, that haul right there. This is my, okay, I've already covered that. Let's see here. What else do we have? Okay, this is the grand finale. This made me so freaking happy. I cannot wait to show you guys what I got at Pop's Comics. Not the biggest store, not the most variety, but they had something of everything I was hunting. I found just this random Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine in the dollar bin. It's hit and miss with me. Like, you're just kind of taking a 50-50 shot if I'm going to pick up a Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine in the dollar bin. They're a dollar bin mainstay, but picked that up. Also picked this up because it wasn't it's not like a $10 Weapon X issue. This is Marvel Comics Presents 82, part of that Weapon X storyline. Picked it up for $5, and you know, I was wondering, I said in my McKay's video, sometimes you'll find that 79 issue for $10, and I was like, was I just talking out of my butt, or did I remember that correctly? Because I've seen that issue. I was just kind of questioning myself and kind of why I said that. And then lo and behold, in Pop's Comics, I found issue 79 for $10, and luckily I found it at McKay's for $1.50. So yeah, I was correct. I was justified saying that. So glad I had the haul in McKay's. I wouldn't have been tempted to pick up 79 for $10. But here we go. Here's the 3 books that made the whole trip, made the 10 hours of driving I did yesterday, maybe over 10 hours of driving, worth it for me. I picked up Demon number 2. Demon number 4. And Demon number 5. Now, these are Bronze Age issues. They're going to be tattered and loved. They're not going to be in mint condition. And it's Jack Kirby's works at DC. And Etrigan is, you know, a cult classic character, has some popularity. So I went in expecting to pay about $10 an issue for Demon, and definitely kept trying to leave room for it. But only one of those issues was $10. The other 2 issues were $5 a piece, all roughly in the same condition. So fantastic prices there. You know, just based on what I've seen, $10 seems about the going rate for Demon Volume 1, outside of issue 7, which is First Clarion, and issue 1, which is obviously the first Demon. So just not only am I happy I have those 3 issues now in the collection, I'm now, I also got them at great prices, but it also puts me at 1 freaking issue away from completing the run. I'll have all 16 issues of Demon Volume 1. I'm probably just going to clean it up online one day, just grab the issue, get it in the collection, and then we can celebrate with a completed run video. I can't wait. That run has been probably my top priority since I completed Wolverine Volume 2. I've been tracking down that Demon run, trying to get it complete. And then I checked out the hardcover copy digitally on Hoopla, so I'll be able to read the 16 issues and see what's in these 16 issues, and not have to crack open my individual issues, you know, and worry about tattering Bronze Age comics further. That'll do me, guys. This was a long haul video considering the amount of comic books I had to show. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and watching, and until next time.